I tell you, astrology works.
Oh, it
You
does.
you can't run away from it. It tells you everything that's going to happen and when
Yeah.
it's going to happen. And this is why that election chart works so well. And
But you
I
bring up
have
a good point because I've seen it. And but what do you do? What do you do when you see something that you think is a really bad event coming? Like to say that, for example, I will warn people when I think they're bound to have an accident. I tell them, don't drive that day. Stay home safe. They always go out and get in an
yeah,
accident anyway.
of
I mean,
course
but
you
what do
tell
you
them.
do when you see something bad? Is there a way to avoid it? Deflect it?
No,
What do you think?
no, you warn them. You say, don't do that in this department. Be careful here. If you're sick, if it's in the sick house, if you're sick, go see a doctor. That doesn't mean that this thing will last forever. But that's what the chart tells you. Go see a doctor.
Do you think there's a way to deflect it or move around it if you see something bad coming?
I warn them.
Just warn
Even
them.
yeah, even if it's a bad thing with the 10th house, their career, I say, if they don't own a business or they don't work for themselves, then don't argue with the boss. Don't do anything, at work. Just mind your own business. Be on time and leave on
Hmm.
time, and you can avoid things. I think that's the square. And
Mm,
I wrote a book, and I got that through dreams. And
mm,
again, I got that through dreams, and over the years and years.
hmm.
And then something happened to me, and I went back to my social, my guidance, which I call Eloise. Supposedly, she's a
Okay.
woman, and
Hmm.
she told me, now look at the four path to God, what I've been telling you. Doesn't that tell you what happened? And I said, oh my God, I wrote the book.
Hmm.
And the book is a great book because what it does for you, it tells you where you are internally and where you are externally out
Hmm.
in the world. And so she tells me that knowing these things there, knowing these energy, then
Hmm.
you know exactly. The more you have a balance between those two polarities, the more you're going to be happy, and your life is going to be a piece of cake. And
Hmm.
the way she told me is that there's four paths to God, and everything is equal to nine. So if you take a four and a five is equal to nine, a six and a three is equal to nine,
Hmm.
seven and a two is equal to nine, and eight and a one. So you got to be either one of them. If you if you're one, two, three, four, you're more physical. You
Hmm.
don't have any inner connection. So you got to learn to go inside and get a lot of answers. If you're more into five to nine, five to eight, then you're more inside and you're connected on the outside.
Hmm.
And the only reason that I got when she told me how to calculate it, I wrote a program,
Hmm.
and I'm an eight. So I need to become a one. So an eight is so busy doing this thing. They work, they work, they work. But one mean I am the one that doesn't look at me. So you got to be more into pushing yourself.
Hmm.
So uh, I had start running software, and I was going and lecture at conference, and then I used to hire a couple of guys that that I would bring thing to show my software, sell my software. We didn't sell any software at all. So I had a client. His business was to push business. Him and his wife, and he's got client all over the world. So I says, Dave, one time he came for a reading, and I said, I'm not going to charge you, but you got to help me. He says, what? I told him, I said, when I go, is it my sign? Is it something? He said, go get the sign that you put in on your boot. I got a couple other one. It says air software, air software. He said, where's your name on that? I
Mm-hmm.
said, I don't know. He said, nobody knows air software, but you've lectured all over the world. They know
Mm-hmm.
Alphee Lavoie. So
Yeah.
put Alphee on that thing. So he made me all new sign. I went into UAC in California, off the island in California, way back then. And we made a killing selling software because, oh, air software, that's you, Alfie. Oh,
Yeah.
show me the software. But you
Mm-hmm.
see, that's because I'm lacking the one. I'm an eight. I
Mm-hmm.
should have known, hey, it's me, it's me. So
Mm-hmm.
and even now, I feel that many times I fail because I don't say that's me. It's
That's
like,
funny because I'm an eight. That's funny because I get it. Yeah.
yeah, it's like if you're a six, that
Mm-hmm.
means that a six is a sextile is a funny aspect. Is
Mm-hmm.
it a good aspect? No, it's a bad aspect because
Okay.
you look at a client that comes in and they got a sextile going in their chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of good sextile Jupiter to the sun, and you say,
Mm-hmm.
wow, fix your problem at that time because anything goes, anything is right. They come back the next year and they said, Alfie, when you told me this, the problem that I had through that week, the sextile was working. I didn't have that problem. But then I didn't do anything. I sat on the couch and then it came back 2 weeks later. I'm in the same garbage. That's what a sextile is. A sextile is that you got to go shopping even though if you don't need anything. Because if something good comes up, you deserve something, then it's going to come, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But sextile is an aspect that people sit on their can and don't do anything,
Mm.
and they miss the
Right.
great thing in their life. So
Yeah.
people with a high six in their chart, a
Mm-hmm.
high sextile, are people that they jump into something, all right, and they go up in the ladder, and just before they make it, they decide, well, I don't think I can go any higher. They
Mm-hmm.
change job. And my
Mm-hmm.
neighbor was like that, and I straightened him out. He's 35 now, and I straightened him out. I said, look at this job. You quit just before they were going to make you the manager. You
Yeah,
quit.
because sextiles are too easy. You need like a square or an opposition, something hard to push. I get so sextiles are. In fact, remember a lot of serial killers have a lot of sextiles because it's all soft and easy.
But see, if you trust the other side of you, let's see, the other side of you is a three,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a trine. That's the physical side of you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
If you trust it, say, if I believe in me with the sextile, the trine will pay me off. But if you don't trust the trine, because there's a balance there between the two. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, people with a five.
Mm-hmm.
That's, five harmonics in that chart.
Okay.
They're all, oh, I'm the best. And yet, as a matter of fact, I have a person, a good friend of mine and a good astrologer. And when when I told uh, uh, Laura the CIO of Norwalk. Why don't you call this guy to replace me? She says, no, we don't want him. And a few other guys, because they're the only one that knows. They don't they don't think they don't think they're not tuning up to the fourth harmonic, the squares. To them, there's no square in their life. They,
Mm-hmm.
so so if you're a five, you need to know uh, uh, what doesn't work for you, because they think I'm the best and not everything works for me. But then the square says you never talk at any conference because people don't want you. You're too much of a bragger.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why the square holds you back, where
Mm-hmm.
you're not really grounded. Where the square does in your chart, it grounds you. And even if you don't like the way it does it, it still puts your both feet on the ground.
Now, what do you think? 'Cause I know I don't want to keep you much longer because I can tell we've been at this while, but I have so many questions. Like, for example, one thing that drives me crazy is retrogrades. I remember one year my own chart looked like this deal to get this radio program was going to go through. It looked like I had all the planets for this big successful deal, but there was retrogrades. And what happened is we got right up to the point and then it all got pulled out from under us. And to me it's like the retrogrades bring a promise, but then it doesn't seem to happen. But I don't know, what do you think about if there's a lot of retrogrades involved in something? What do you think
Well,
that does?
yeah, I think retrograde. Uh, you know, I think that if you have a retrograde hitting something, then it's definitely it's not time right now. Put your act together, do your homework, and when it goes direct, the retrograde gives us a chance to go back on things and say, well, this didn't work? Why didn't it work? And
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But Mercury retrograde, I think people make a big deal out of that.
Yeah. Well, I
Mercury,
mean, I've noticed it just tends to slow things down for me, I've noticed, and I'm more careful during that time.
yeah, Mercury retrograde. If it doesn't, when it turns retrograde, if it doesn't make any square to any planets in a chart, the Mercury retrograde is not going to bug you. But the last one, I forgot what it was right on my ascendant when they
Mm-hmm.
were in retrograde. It was the worst 21 days I ever met in my life. The one in March,
What
February
happened?
and March. And, you know, I like, so Mercury goes retrograde 21 days, three times a year. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And yet, somebody calls, I forgot what they call it now. They take the prior to and backward to thing, they add days to it. I know the name of the person that made that accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe in that, because if you do a system, because Mercury, it goes up 10 to 15 days before it turns retrograde. Supposedly,
Mm,
it acts like a retrograde, and then to
right.
10, 15 days. That's about like 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
Four times a year, that's 180 days. That means that you got things that's going to happen to you 180 days. I don't believe in that.